Please, no flash photography.
Guys, you see it, let me know. We got to knock it off. Lightning strikes on my weather, so.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Air Boss has just cleared in Larry Labriola into the aerobatic box. If I could direct your attention high and to the left. Entering now, Larry Labriola in the L-39 Albatross.
We got everything you said, Katie. We'll send it to you in a video.
The L-39 Albatross is a Czechoslovakian Czech Republic built in the 1960s, and they used it through the 1990s. They built about 3,000 L-39s. Russia bought about 2,000 of them, but they've become really popular with civilian pilots here in the United States. This is a fully aerobatic aircraft. It is non-supersonic. The reason it became so popular here in the United States, it's easy to fly and easy to maintain. It burns about 200 gallons per hour. And jet fuel, which, if you're a jet person, that's not a lot. It's rated for 6.5 Gs. Larry's going to pull about 5 Gs during today's performance. Watch as he pulls the aircraft up over the skies. Watch for the nose to come down below the horizon. Watch, he turns the aircraft down, pointing back towards show center. This aircraft's capable of about 455 miles per hour, way slower than some of the jets we're going to see later on today. But much more nimble. Watch, he pulls the aircraft up over the top one more time. He's going to flip that over on the 45-degree down line back to show center and complete the Cuban 8. Larry Labriola is a gardener by trade. He owns a lawn service. He uses that to support his flying addiction. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is addiction. He flies this jet at the Reno Air Races, and he is proud to say that he did not come in last for 3 years in a row. He considers himself a rookie at 70 years old. Down low and from the right, ladies and gentlemen, going well below the sound of speed, Larry Labriola in the L-39 Albatross. Wait for the sonic boom. Just kidding. Pulls the aircraft up over the top for a barrel roll. Check out the big wing over out there. This is a two-place aircraft, but can easily be flown by one person. Once again, it was a trainer aircraft, so if they didn't like the guy in the back seat, separate ejection seat. Pull the cord, guy behind you goes bye-bye. Once again, anything I say up here is subject to review, and most of it's not true. Oh, there's the rest of my day. Smoke on, down low and from the left. Here we go. One more time through the box. Larry Labriola and the aerobatic L-39. Larry Labriola has gone stealth mode, completely disappearing off the radar and out of show center. He only appears when he's ready to perform. Ladies and gentlemen, look to your right, dropping down low. Here comes the Albatross. Check out the precision as Larry Labriola comes through with the slow roll. There are currently about 265 L-39s registered in the United States. They created an entire class for this jet at the Reno Air Races in Nevada. Larry competes in that competition. He enjoys doing air shows and competing in aerobatic competition, as well as jet races. Once again, like I said before, he considers himself a rookie. He's been flying since 1979. Check out that beautiful smoke trail coming off the L-39 as he comes down the beach. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is all for Larry Labriola. Coming up next, we're going to take you back in time with the B-25 Panchito. After the attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941, President Roosevelt ordered the military to devise a plan of attack on the Japanese home islands. During the first months of World War II, the news from the Pacific was only of defeat after defeat. The morale of the American public and the military in the Pacific was at its lowest point. News of the fall of Bataan and the surrender of thousands of American troops dominated the news. A plan was devised to launch an Army B-25 bombers off of an aircraft carrier and attack Tokyo and 4 other Japanese industrial centers. Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Doolittle was tasked with planning the raid. Without knowing their targets or destination, the 17th Bomb Group volunteered for this top-secret mission and began training at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida. 16 B-25s, 80 men, 1 mission. Payback for Pearl Harbor. The original plan was to sail within 300 miles of Japan and launch the raid, but the task force was spotted 650 miles out, and the decision was made to launch early. Knowing that the crews might not have enough fuel after bombing Japan to reach the designated refueling area in China, no airplanes or crew were lost, as targets in or near Tokyo, Yokohama, Kobe, Nagoya, and Osaka were bombed. One B-25 experiencing excessive fuel consumption turned north after dropping its bombs and landed in Vladivostok. Finding favorable tailwind, the other 15 B-25s made it to China, now at night in very stormy weather. Ladies and gentlemen, coming down the beach, the B-25 Panchito. As Panchito makes its turn back toward Show Center, the crew will show you the business side of the Mitchell bomber. If you have a camera, be prepared to zoom in on the open bomb bay and see a full load of 500-pound demolition bombs. You can experience the thrill schedule with the crew. Panchito's crew is now approaching for a level bombing run. Watch the bomb bay doors as they open as it nears Show Center. The original design of the B-25 for medium altitude level bombing. But as we will describe on the next pass, the crews infield modified the aircraft into a much more potent weapon. The original design mission of the medium bomber was mainly for level bombing with machine guns installed only to defend the airplane. Up to 14 forward-firing fixed machine guns for strafing ground and sea targets, where field modifications made the B-25 a very effective weapon at attacking airfield ships and convoys. One model carried a 75mm cannon in the nose, basically a Sherman tank gun. Imagine 4 B-25s approaching a Japanese field at treetop height, 335 miles per hour, with 56 50 caliber machine guns blazing, as well as parafrag bombs raining down from the bomb bay as the formation passed over the field. Ladies and gentlemen, get your cameras ready as Panchito's crew brings her around for her signature photo pass.
Now, Katie. Before you bring everything up, let's get the tent down.
As she nears show center, the crew will show you the beautiful profile of the North American Aviation B-25 Mitchell bomber.
Is that the bottom? I already did it. I did it there. It is raining.
It is still raining.
Panchito is coming back around for its final pass to give you one more chance to get that signature photograph. The crew flying today is Larry Kelly from Mardala Springs, Maryland, Sid Jones from Kissimmee, Florida, Sabrina Kipp from Chester Springs, Pennsylvania. Panchito was built by North American Aviation in Kansas City in the fall of 1944. She has two Curtiss Wright 14-cylinder, 2,600 cubic inch radial engines developing 1,700 horsepower. Nearly 11,000 B-25s were built during World War II. Approximately 30 still survive today, and only about 25 of those are flown. Panchito has 13 50 caliber machine guns and carries 3,000 pounds of bombs, depth charges, incendiary bombs, and parafrag bombs, or even a torpedo. 8 5-inch HVAR rockets could be mounted to hard points under the wing. The crew consists of 6 men: pilot, co-pilot, bombardier, navigator, top turret gunner, engineer, radio operator, waist gunner, and tail gunner. The 8-year restoration of Panchito was done by Tom Riley and finished in 1986. And once again, you too can experience the thrill of flight and ride on Panchito all weekend long at the Ocean City Airport. Call 443-458-8926 to get flight times and reserve your seat on this amazing piece of World War II history. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of the show so far? You guys are an awesome crowd. Thanks for waiting it out with us. All right, we've had some fun. We've kept it kind of quiet, a little tame. Next, we're going to kick it up a notch. Right now, we're waiting on the United States Navy's F-18 Rhino Demo Team. They're going to be taken to the skies here in just a few minutes. All right, show of hands, or tell you what, let's just make a little noise. How many of you out there have actually seen the new Top Gun Maverick movie? All right, cool fact about our pilot today. He actually did none of the flying in that movie. It sounds like out at the airport we have a race from the United States Navy. The A-10C Hawkeyes are trying to beat Plattles to the end of the runway. So you know what we're going to do? Whichever one makes it to show center first is going to get to do their show first. My money's on the F-18, but we'll see. Airboss says the Hawkeye still moves pretty fast. We'll see. I'm going to pull up both scripts just to make sure. Just like all of us, all of our pilots have been sitting around in a hangar all day waiting for the weather to clear. They're anxious to have an air show. Are you anxious? How about it, Ocean City? Are you ready for an air show? Heck yeah. Man, those of you stuck around with us, you're about to get an awesome show. We're about to rip up the skies. What do you think, Ocean City? Are we going to have jet noise or prop noise reach show center first? If you think the jet's going to make it first, let me hear you. If you guys think the Hawkeye is going to make it to show center first, let me hear you. Well, darn it, that sounded pretty even. Talk to me, Goose. So if any of you were out here yesterday, you saw the F-18 Rhino demo rip up the skies. The pilot from yesterday's demo is actually on the stand with me right here. She's operating as the safety officer for today's demo. That's Lieutenant Amanda Lee, call sign Stalin. She's a combat fighter pilot in the F-18 Rhino. She's right here. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the United States Navy, we're proud to present the Rhino Demo Team. The demo flight profile highlights the mobility, versatility, and power of the most lethal carrier-based strike fighter aircraft in the world, the F-18 Super Hornet, nicknamed the Rhino. The aircraft performing today is the F model, the two-seat variant of the Super Hornet. In today's demonstration, Lieutenant Commander Zach Drum, call sign Plattles, from Winter Haven, Florida, will fly the FA-18 to the edge of its operating envelope. During the show, the aircrew will experience nearly 8 times the force of gravity, accelerate to speeds up to 700 miles per hour, and show the maneuvering capability of the aircraft. Many of the maneuvers seen today will demonstrate the aircraft's capability being employed by naval aviators both in training and in combat. Ladies and gentlemen, the United States Navy's Rhino Demo Team! All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go a little bit off script here because there's only so much he can do with the current meteorological conditions. So here's what's going to happen. We're going to call it as we see it. Ladies and gentlemen, down low and from the left, the Rhino Demo's high speed pass. Watch as Plattles pushes the throttle forward. Coming up through 580, 620.
0.93, 0.94, 0.95, 0.9.
Just under Mach 1 through show center. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have to be the bearer of bad news. You see that layer of clouds out there that's hanging low over the show center?
Knocking it off. It's 500 feet.
That is just about 500 foot above the ground. According to the FAA and safety regulations, we have to have at least 1,000 feet clearance to have an air show. So he is going to knock it off and head back to the base. And we're going to wait for the clouds to move out, and we're going to try it again in just a little bit. We are going to bring the E2 Hawkeye down the show line, and he's going to test the ceilings for his move by. These clouds do seem to be moving pretty quick, so we're hoping they're going to clear the area in relatively short order. If you look to the left of Show Center, you'll notice that it's way higher than it is at the right of Show Center. Unfortunately, the entire aerobatic box has to be clear. That's still Plattles, but you can't see him. He's headed back to NASA Wallops Flight Facility. Our pilots, during aerobatic demonstration, whether they're civilian or military, we get clearances that allow us to do different things during the air show. One of the things they can do is go up to the clouds, but they are not allowed to touch them. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you look down the beach to your left, to the north, you're going to see a flight of two. Those are the E2 Hawkeyes from VAW 120. Airborne Command and Control Squadron 120 is a single-site fleet replacement squadron out of Norfolk, Virginia. Its mission is to fly and train naval aviators, naval flight officers, and naval air crewmen to safely and effectively operate the E-2 and C-2 aircraft, preparing them to safely join the fleet. Today you will see two E-2C Hawkeyes in formation for a flyby. The E-2 Hawkeye, or Hummer, is easily distinguished by its 24-foot diameter rotating radar dome and 4 vertical stabilizers, making it the largest active carrier-based aircraft in the world. Its mission is to provide airborne command and control to air-wing strike fighter aircraft, coordination and communication to the strike fighter group. And on behalf of VAW 120, they would like to welcome you to the 2022 OC Air Show. Ladies and gentlemen, VAW 120 would like to dedicate this pass to the first responders of Ocean City who were on scene earlier this year with the mishap involving one of our Hawkeyes on 30 March. That noise you hear behind me is the ground crew from the United States Air Force Thunderbirds. Coming up next, we have the A-10s from the Maryland Air National Guard. That layer of clouds seems to have moved off and looks like it's starting to clear. Our last pass went through at 3,000 feet. So we do have the clearance for the rest of our show, which includes the A-10s and, of course, your United States Air Force Thunderbirds. The A-10s are actually inbound, believe it or not. But they don't have afterburners like the rest of our jets here, so they're a little slower. Our next performer will be the legendary A-10C Warthog. The Warthog and its infamous Gatling gun, the GAU-8 Avenger, have been a force multiplier for nearly 50 years. The U.S. Air Force started flying the Warthog in 1975 as a means to provide the absolute best world-class close air support capability in the U.S. arsenal. Since then, it has seen combat action in every combat theater. The mighty Warthog's primary mission is to deter and destroy enemies of the United States. Fully loaded, the A-10C can carry a complement of up to 16,104 pounds of external ordnance and 1,150 rounds of 30 millimeter. It has 1,269-pound titanium bathtub that protects the pilot and critical aircraft systems, a windscreen that can take up to a 23 millimeter rocket fire, and when fully fired, the gun shoots over 70 rounds per second, which will stall the aircraft. Just kidding. That's actually not true. While it firmly cemented in position as the king of close air support, the A-10 also specializes in combat search and rescue, air interdiction, and astir operations, and believe it or not, it can hold its own in an air-to-air dogfight.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am Lieutenant Colonel Christopher Slug Palmer. I'd like to welcome you to today's legendary close air support demonstration. Today you'll see a legendary close air support demonstration from 4 mighty Warthogs from the 104th Fighter Squadron, Maryland Air National Guard. Today's lineup is led by Major Slam Conrad. Deploy. Slam Conrad is from Cincinnati, Ohio. She's affectionately known as Aunt Kathy. And true to her name, she still has many Harley-Davidson tattoos and is an avid motorcycle enthusiast.
At 7,500 feet, 4x8.
Hog 1, this is Slug 6-9. We're troops in contact on the ocean. It's on the beach. We're taking effective fire, heavy machine gun fire from the east. We need a show of force immediately.
Hog 1 copies, show of force.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you look to your left, to the north, you'll see Major Slam Conrad leading the 4 A-10s down the beach for a show of force. Today's number 2 aircraft is flown by First Lieutenant Big Cheese Bollinger, also known as El Queso Grande. El Queso Grande is from Baltimore, Maryland. Used to be a crew chief in the A-10 and has transitioned as a pilot. He's an avid fish collector, and for all the ladies in the crowd, he is single. Number 3 today is led by Captain Snarf Price from Fairfax, Virginia. He was the tallest member of his kindergarten class. Unfortunately, he's now the shortest member of the Fightin' O's. Number 4 today is AWOL Walkenheim from Tampa, Florida, collector of fine Italian hats and white wines. What you'll see today is Slam will take a 2-ship to the north. And you'll see Snarf lead his number 3 element down to the south. Today's scenario pits a small contingent of U.S. Special Operations Forces, that's you, on the beach, compromised by egregious patrol boats. The patrol boat in the show center, that's our lead enemy. We're also taking effective fire from that yellow buoy you can see at show center. Here comes Slam on her first 30mm strafe pass. She is going to suppress that yellow buoy. Today, the lead element has simulated a 30mm strafe attack.
69 Hog 1, safe status.
Hog 1, Slug 69, we're still taking effective fire. We need 30mm immediately from the north and the south.
Hog 1 copies all. You can expect 30mm 20 seconds spacing in from the north and south.
Bring it, we need it. If you look to the left, you can see the lead aircraft, Major Slam Conrad, up, and now she's in for the 30mm strafe pass. Brrr. Next up, El Queso Grande with more 30mm. From the south, Hog 3 with more 30mm. The Fightin' O's most recently deployed to the European theater to support exercises Swift Response and Defender. Swift Response 2022 was a global exercise. Immediate reattack approved. Swift Response 2022 was a global exercise focused on Allied airborne forces' ability to quickly and effectively respond to crisis situations as an interoperable multinational team. Swift Response demonstrated U.S. and Allied force projection and high readiness, interoperability in support of NATO-connected joint force initiatives. This exercise was located in Scandinavia, the Baltics, the Balkans, and the Black Sea regions. Looking to the north, you can see Major Conrad as Hog 1 leading the formation through the final 30mm pass. Hog 1, cleared high. Hog 2, cleared high. From the south, Hog 3 with the final 30mm pass on that egregious yellow buoy. Hog 1, Slug 69.
Go ahead.
Look for one more 30mm And then I need you to shift to bombs.
Up and in.
Hog 1, you're cleared high. Good luck with that. Hog 2, you're cleared high. How are we doing? No dead air? Hog 3 from the south with more 30 millimeter. Hog 3 cleared high. Hog 4 cleared high. Hog 1, slug 69. Hog 1, slug 69, confirmed, setting up show of force.
Hawk 1, A affirmative. Like high aspect show force.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have suppressed the enemy at show center. Now you'll see a high aspect show force. Hog 1 from the north and Hog 3 element from the south. From the south, Hog 3 element, and from the north, you'll see Hog 1 element. Hog 1, slug 69, great show of force.
Hog 1 copies all, request 1 a final show of force.
Hog 1, slug 69, that's proved. Ladies and gentlemen, looking to the south, you'll see Hog 1 setting up for a rejoin. Hog 3 element from north to south will rejoin as a 4-ship. Get your cameras ready. They'll be back across show center as a 4-ship momentarily.
Awesome, man. I love it.
Hog 1 slowing to about 250 knots from our 350 knot strafe passes. You'll see number 2 on the left, 3 and 4 on the right as they rejoin. Hog 1, slug 69.
Go for Hawk.
Your show force approved. Fire rep on airbox on departure. Ladies and gentlemen, look to the east. You'll see the 4-ship of A-10 setting up to come across show center. From east to west, 4 mighty A-10s from the Maryland Air National Guard 104th Fighter Squadron. Thank you for joining us for today's legendary, world-class close air support demonstration. Attack.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, give it up for your Maryland Air National Guard. Check out that flyby. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have one more performer left for today, and I don't really think I need to tell you who it is. I think you know. But right now, I want to take an opportunity to thank the people who made it possible for us to do this today. We faced a little adversity, but we made it through it. We want to thank all of our volunteers. These folks you see working around here in the purple shirts, those are our volunteers, and man, they put in some work this weekend, so be sure and thank them if you see them. We also want to thank Deep Eddy. We also want to thank Toyota. Now's the time to reserve your new Toyota. Check out the fleet of Toyota vehicles adorning the exclusive Toyota Drop Zone this weekend. Visit your local Toyota dealer or buyatoyota.com for more information on how you can steer into hot summer savings. Toyota is proud to be the official vehicle of the 2022 OC Air Show. And once again, we want to thank Jack Daniels and Shenanigans Irish Pub at 4th Street and the Boardwalk, your place for food, drink, and music all the time. We also want to thank North Bay Marina, Ocean Downs Casino, Da Vinci's by the Sea. Da Vinci's by the Sea has been offering traditional Italian dining to Ocean City guests and locals for close to 30 years. The recipes have been handed down for generations, and all of the ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. Be sure to stop by Da Vinci's on 15th Street and Boardwalk. We want to thank Coors Light Miller. Coors Light is proud to be a sponsor for the 15th consecutive year of the Ocean City Air Show. Crack open an ice-cold, refreshing Coors Light. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Coors Light, keeping Maryland and Ocean City chill. Celebrate responsibly. We also want to thank Secrets, Black Diamond Catering. Black Diamond Catering is your coastal caterer for social and corporate events. Black Diamond is the official caterer of the OC and New York air shows. We want to thank Captain's Table, I Heart Delmarva, Wake Up with Whiskey and Randy weekdays, mornings on Foggy 99.9. Laughs, country music, prizes, and a whole lot of fun. Whiskey and Randy mornings on Froggy 99.9. We want to thank Layton's Restaurant, the Harrison Group of Hotels. Stop at Starbucks to pick up that iced coffee you're craving. Located at the corner of 17th Street on Baltimore Avenue. We want to thank Monkey's Trunk, Grottos, Coastal Fitness, Hyatt Place Ocean City. Hyatt Place Ocean City offers a complimentary breakfast bar with an inviting selection of hot and cold items, included with your stay. Conveniently located on 16th Street, Oceanfront. Book your stay today at www.hyatt.com. We want to thank WMDT Channel 47. Want the most accurate weather forecast for Delmarva? Tune in to 47 ABC Daily or download the weather app, 47 ABC Weather, for up-to-the-minute forecast, radar, and weekly forecast. 47 ABC is your local source for weather because local matters. The roomy Home 2 Suites Bayside at 67th Street provides spacious suites and complimentary breakfast. Stay longer and save. This pet-friendly hotel is walking distance to restaurants, shops, and the beach. The brand new True by Hilton Bayside is walking distance to the beach, boardwalk, Jolly Rogers, and offers free hot breakfast for the whole family. Call True for your next beach trip at 410-520-4545. We also want to thank the City of Ocean City, the mayor, city council, and city employees that make this show happen. We want to thank Cambria Commander Hotel, Courtyard Marriott, Castle in the Sand, Dunes Manor Hotel, Francis Scott Key Family Resorts, Fairfield Inn Suites, Home 2 Suites, Park Place Hotel, Princess Bayside, Residence Inn, True by Hilton, Ocean City Fontainebleau, Aloft Ocean City Chamber of Commerce, the United States Coast Guard, the Civil Air Patrol, the Maryland State Police, and the Worcester County Sheriff's Department. Ladies and gentlemen, if you patronize any of these businesses, be sure and thank them for their participation in the 2022 Ocean City Air Show. We just got the call, ladies and gentlemen. The Thunderbirds are saddling up.
Jake, Clark, tell me when.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just a few minutes away from giving the mic over to the United States Air Force Thunderbirds. Right now, I want to take an opportunity to tell you, if you got any great pictures from today's action, be sure and find us on social media at AirDotShow on Facebook and Instagram with the hashtag AirDotShow or hashtag OC Airshow. You can also check out our YouTube channel, AirDotShow. Today's entire performance has been live streamed, as well as the performances from the rest of the weekend. If you want to know what cool giveaways and other opportunities we're offering, all the cool videos we receive from our 360 in-cockpit cameras, you can find all of that on our YouTube channel at AirDotShow. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time is now. I'm going to turn it over to your United States Air Force Thunderbird.
To provide the protection under which our democracy operates. Today, you will witness the unparalleled teamwork, aerial precision, and raw power employed in combat. From the whole squadron to achieve their best. At 500 miles miles per hour and formations 18 inches apart, and at times only 150 feet off the ground. The sound of freedom is not just heard, but felt. Our lineage of military jets and frontline fighters have always proudly displayed our colors. Red for courage, white for truth, blue for justice. Distinguished names that echo down the halls of aviation history. Thunderjet, Super Sabre, Thunder Chief, Phantom, Talon, and today's F-16 Fighting Falcon. In the spirit of its namesake, the F-16 can soar to 50,000 feet. Climbing 30,000 feet per minute, it is capable of Mach 2 or 1,500 miles per hour and maneuvers at 9 times the force of gravity. From our fabled past to today's ambassadors in blue, we seek to be the best of the best in our critical mission. Recruit, retain, and inspire the long blue line of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We are the premier air demonstration squadron of the United States Air Force. We are 130 of the finest airmen together to exhibit the capability and uncontested air dominance of the United States Air Force. Anywhere, anytime. We are the Thunderbirds.
And now, Ocean City. Stand tall as America's ambassadors in blue open with a tribute to the greatest nation on earth. America's own, your 2022 United States Air Force Air Demonstration Squadron, known to all the world as the Thunderbirds!
Who's got what? Oh, sorry.
In 1954, the first solo pilot made their debut on the Thunderbirds, and in 1962, the opposing solo was added. Now check 6 and welcome our current solo pilots, Thunderbird 5, Major Kyle Oliver, and Thunderbird 6, Captain Daniel Katz, for the ever-inspiring crossover break. Thunderbird fans, have your cameras ready for a picture of formation flying at its finest as the diamond is approaching from the right at a mere 18 inches apart for your 2022 diamond pass in review. Now watch from your left as Thunderbird 5 displays the historic Thunderbird emblem with the knife edge pass. The original Thunderbird Diamond was led by Major Dick Catledge, with twin captains Buck and Bill Patillo as wingmen, and Captain Kanaga as the slot pilot. Now look in front and to your left, as the current Thunderbird Diamond maintains precise formation position in the Diamond Roll. As we fly for you today, we are proud to represent America's Air Force. We are the most lethal Air Force on the planet. Now look back and to the right and find Thunderbirds 5 and 6 teamed up this time to create a mirror image in their trademark Calypso. Ladies and gentlemen, the diamond is approaching from behind and to your left in the tight echelon formation. Watch as 1 becomes 4 with the echelon pass in review. Surprise, Ocean City! That was Thunderbird 6 sneaking up on you with the sound of freedom. Now from your left, watch as our lead solo, Major Oliver, performs the challenging slow roll. Inbound from the right, Captain Katz will demonstrate the extraordinary roll performance of the F-16 with 4 consecutive aileron rolls. The Diamond is now approaching from the right. This is a rare opportunity to go inside the cockpit of Thunderbird 1 as Lieutenant Colonel Justin Elliott calls for the 4 Diamond pilots to perform simultaneous aileron rolls in close formation. From your right, Major Oliver, and from your left, Captain Katz, inbound for show center at a closing speed of nearly 1,000 miles per hour. Before passing, they'll bank sharply, narrowly avoiding each other for the opposing knife edge pass. Approaching ahead and to your left, the Thunderbirds are in the challenging trail formation, with each wingman flying just a few feet from the aircraft in front of him. On command, watch as they smoothly transition back to the Thunderbird Diamond formation. Our 2 solo pilots have positioned themselves on opposite ends of the show line to cross at show center for the inverted pass. From directly in front, the Diamond pilots are once again in trail formation. As they pull straight up into the vertical, you'll see the wingmen move back into the Thunderbird Diamond formation. While the maneuvers you're watching today are in tight formation and at low altitude, they require the same level of concentration and discipline that every Air Force pilot must employ, whether flying combat missions over hostile territory or flying in support of humanitarian efforts in adverse conditions. Now watch as Thunderbird 5 completes his rejoin with the Diamond to perform the low bomb burst. was Major Kyle Oliver, Thunderbird 5, with one more surprise as he approached supersonic speeds. While supersonic speeds are critical in chasing down the enemy, slow speed handling is just as important in aerial combat. Watch from the right as our California native Captain Katz goes from low and slow to a full afterburner muscle climb. Watch as Thunderbird 5 rejoins with the diamond to the right as this familiar formation approaches to perform the 5-card loop. Now from your left, Captain Katz will demonstrate the exceptional climbing performance of the F-16 as he climbs 3 miles straight up. Ladies and gentlemen, the Thunderbirds would like to dedicate this next pass to all the families here today, whose loved ones are deployed around the globe in defense of our freedoms. Now watch as Thunderbird 6 demonstrates the raw power and tight turret performance of the F-16. Look behind and to your right for precision flying under G with the Diamond Burner 360. As our two solo pilots, Thunderbirds 5 and 6, rejoin with the Diamond to form the Thunderbird Delta formation, we would like to take a moment to honor those veterans in the crowd today whose service and sacrifice have given us the freedoms that we greatly cherish. Now watch as Lieutenant Colonel Elliott repositions the Delta formation for the Delta roll. As you take time to watch the precision required to maneuver 6 F-16s as one formation, let that serve as a reminder of not just the teamwork, but also the dedication and commitment that makes our team and the United States Air Force the most capable and credible force on the planet. As the Delta soars above, we are proud to represent the 66,000 airmen who are deployed around the world in defense of our freedoms. While our airmen, guardians, soldiers, sailors, coasties, and Marines risk their lives every day to fight for our democracy, it is the families that stay behind who are the silent heroes of our military. Their sacrifices do not go unrecognized, and we thank every mom, dad, husband, wife, son, and daughter who support their deployed military member each day while they fight to keep our own country free. Now from your right, watch the formation of 6 F-16s precisely maneuver, showcasing teamwork at its finest for the Delta Formation Loop. As the Delta repositions for the Delta Burst, the flying skill and grace you see evolves from 69 years of technical training and thousands of hours of practice and employment. Every airman who wears the Thunderbird uniform is a military member first, highly trained in a professional Air Force skill. As Airmen First, Thunderbirds use years of on-the-job training to provide consistent and credible global vigilance, global reach, and global power, giving a critical edge to today's joint warfighting and coalition teams. Wherever they have been before, and wherever they go after their time on the team, the Thunderbirds are airmen first and airmen always, faithfully and professionally representing their brothers and sisters in arms who are providing unrivaled air, space, and cyber dominance around the globe. Approaching from directly in front, your 2022 Thunderbirds and the inspirational Delta Burst. Our solo pilots are approaching for their final high-speed head-on pass. As they cross that show center, watch for them to climb sharply, then reverse course in a split S maneuver to cross again with a knife edge. Let's go inside the cockpit and listen as they execute this breathtaking maneuver. Ladies and gentlemen, no other maneuver is more closely associated with the Thunderbirds than the one you're about to see. Look to your left as the diamond approaches for the high bomb burst. Now from the right, your 2022 solos and the reflection pass. As your Thunderbirds reposition for one final beach run, we hope you have found today's performance inspirational. It is the culmination of hundreds of hours of training and preparation, representing the unparalleled devotion to duty of every combat airman in your Air Force. We encourage those young people in the audience today to dream big, choose integrity, to serve their communities and families, and to surround themselves with excellence. And now inbound from the left, the Thunderbirds dedicate this final pass to all the airmen that have gone before us and have paved the way for a brilliant future. Ladies and gentlemen, as our F-16s depart the airspace, we'd like to thank you for your continued support of the United States military and the Air Force. It has been our great honor to represent America's Airmen with our performance today. Please visit us at airforce.com/Thunderbirds or follow us on any of the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter at AF Thunderbirds. Now it is my great pleasure to introduce you to some of the airmen on the ground that have brought this entire show together by providing impressive filming, music, communications, and logistics. Located right here at our communications trailer, otherwise known as Judy, please help me recognize our Chief Enlisted Manager from Sumter, South Carolina, Chief Master Sergeant Timothy Johnson. Our Squadron First Sergeant from Hampton, Virginia, Master Sergeant Terrace Lee. Our Section Chief of Thunderbird Communications from Riverside, California, Tech Sergeant Tierra Pippins. Our NCOIC of Thunderbird Radio Frequency Transmission from Tampa, Florida, Tech Sergeant John Turkowski. Our Flight Chief of Thunderbird Airlift Operations and Note Specialist from Copperas Cove, Texas, Master Sergeant Jerry Batalon. Our Section Chief of Thunderbird Airlift Operations and Note Specialist from Perth Amboy, New Jersey, Tech Sergeant Marvin Baez. Our NCOIC of Aviation Resource Management DJ and Music Specialist from Baltimore, Maryland, Tech Sergeant Ryan Big Mac McCormick. Our Cybersecurity Administrator and Videographer from Las Vegas, Nevada, Senior Airman Hernando Gonzalez. Our NCOIC of Administration and Videographer from Pembroke, Massachusetts, Staff Sergeant Brianna Mendenhall. Our Resource Advisor and providing timing for our show from Columbus, Georgia, Master Sergeant Rami Batter. Our NCOIC of Thunderbird Community Relations from Ithaca, Wisconsin, Staff Sergeant Tech Sergeant Laurel Richards. Our NCOIC of Command Information from San Diego, California, Staff Sergeant Andrew Sarver. Our Thunderbird photographer from Keeling, Texas, Staff Sergeant Brianna Diaz. Ladies and gentlemen, as you have witnessed, the precise execution of our demonstration requires unparalleled dedication from all of our 130 airmen, each possessing refined skills and distinctive abilities. The unique backgrounds of our team members represents the rich diversity of our nation and is the key to making today's demonstration a success. Now, this marks the completion of this demonstration, the 4,858th in team history and our 28th of 69 scheduled this year. And this year's extra special as it marks the 75th anniversary of your United States Air Force. Happy birthday, Air Force. It takes more than just superb flying ability to accomplish the Thunderbird mission. It takes outstanding support, including 130 of the finest enlisted members of your United States Air Force and 6 additional officers, including Thunderbird 7, our operations officer from Spring Grove, Pennsylvania, Lieutenant Colonel Ryan Yingling. Thunderbird 8, that's me, our advanced pilot and narrator from Cincinnati, Ohio, Major Jake M. Pellizzeri. Thunderbird 9, our flight surgeon from Mountain City, Tennessee, Captain Travis Grindstaff. Thunderbird 10, our executive officer from Wildwood, Missouri, Captain Katie Moorcamp. Thunderbird 11, our maintenance officer from Levittown, Pennsylvania, Major Bobby Gula. And Thunderbird 12, our public affairs officer from Clifton Park, New York, Captain Katie Toner. And now your demonstration pilots for the 2022 Thunderbird team. Thunderbird 1, the team's commander and leader from Houston, Texas, Lieutenant Colonel Justin Elliott. Thunderbird 2, the left wing from Cerritos, California, Major Ian Lee. Thunderbird 3, the right wing from Stillwater, Minnesota, Major Lauren Schlichting. Thunderbird 4, the slot from Orlando, Florida, Major Zane Taylor. Thunderbird 5, the lead solo from Beaver Creek, Ohio, Major Kyle Oliver. And Thunderbird 6, the opposing solo from Los Angeles, California, Captain Daniel Katz. The Thunderbirds thank you for letting us perform for you here in the great state of Maryland. Now it is my pleasure to hand the mic back to the voice of the Ocean City Air Show, Mr. Alan Hawk Mitchell. You got it, Alan.